through the course of those 95 years, we've had some great relationships with businesses, schools, and even churches. And this one in particular, St. Peter Lutheran Church in Joliet, which is located at 310 North Broadway Street in Joliet, has been broadcasting for decades. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but 6 years or so, give or take. I know Carol will send me an email and correct me. She's with St. Peter's, or give me the exact number because I think she's got it. But it's been an amazing tradition. We're so blessed to have them on our airwaves every single Sunday. It's the oldest running church broadcast in America, from what we understand as well. And the gentleman that you listen to on Sundays now is Pastor Eric Stump, who joins us live this morning on the Church Furniture Studio. And Pastor, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Thursday instead of Sunday.
Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you here. It is a great tradition that you guys offer people that are shut in, that aren't technically advanced now, because I know doing some of your services, especially now during COVID-19 on Facebook, but we really appreciate our partnership, and we are thankful that you guys have been able to keep it going all these years, because I know our listeners certainly love it as well.
Yes, I've been told that the church has had their radio broadcast with your radio station since 1926.
Well, there you go. So it's 94 years, right? That's right. I thought it was around 60 or 70. I've lost track, But no, it's great to have you on board. We wanted to talk to you today and see how churches are surviving. People aren't coming to church. You're broadcasting on wjol radio. You're doing something really cool on Facebook that we'll get to in just a couple of moments. But Pastor, how has it been to try to keep a congregation engaged with the church when people can't come to the church?
Well, the congregation at St. Peter's is very dedicated to their Lord and their congregation. And my job is just filling in. I'm interim pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I retired about 6 years ago, but helping out churches from different locations as they need it. And they asked me to do a Sunday service and a Bible study, and that's pretty much the extent of my work there. Other pastors in the area do calls, and when the hospitals allowed it, they would call on people who were sick in the hospitals and in the nursing homes. Of course, that's now all kind of shut down for us. But I live in Munster, Indiana. It's across the Indiana-Illinois state line. And I videotape the sermon at my old church, so I have a studio that looks like a church.
Oh, nice.
And my wife is the one that does the videotaping. She's become quite a video editor in this last month. She's with me now.
That's great. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Well.
You're making him look good, huh?
Yeah, well, that's not that hard.
But it is difficult, Pastor, for whether it's a Lutheran Church, Catholic Church, Methodist Church. It is very difficult. You've had to get creative to keep people again engaged, and you guys have done that. Talk a little bit about your Facebook videos and your Facebook sermons.
Well, he does his sermons like he normally does,
mm-hmm.
and then I've done different things. I think I can say I'm getting a little better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've been able to add the organist from the church, from St. Peter's as well, and also a number of the choir members record it during the week, and then they send it to me.
Nice.
So people really feel the connection rather than me trying to find something on YouTube that doesn't sound like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the week I've called members up just to see how they're doing and checking upon them. And many of them do have access to the internet, and they tune in on Sunday morning for their Facebook sermon part. And in that way, we feel good about being in contact with our members and helping them in their isolation. The big thing that they're really missing is having the opportunity to take communion.
Yes.
And, of course, you can't do that over Facebook.
No. What do you suggest for people?
What do I
Is there anything they can do in place of taking communion?
Well, we remind them that through their baptism, they've received the forgiveness of sins. Through the praying of the Lord's Prayer, we remember that we ask God to forgive us our trespasses, and we forgive those who trespass against us. So communion is not the only way one can receive forgiveness of sins, but it's something that they are very acquainted with and very close to their heart. So they miss it quite a bit, and they're really looking forward to the time that they'll be able to come to church again and begin worshiping.
Yeah, because there's nothing like it. And for you as well, I mean, it's one thing giving a sermon because you have to a camera, but you like seeing those faces. And that's one of the things people gravitate to when it comes to a church is that feeling of togetherness, that congregation, if you will. And right now it's been taken away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that the phone calls that I do make sort of help in that sense, because we can dialogue on the telephone and find out what has happened. One of our members was taken to the hospital, and I was given that information, and so I called her at the hospital. I was patched in, and I said, Shirley, how do you feel? Are you sick with anything? And I thought she had gotten the virus. And her response was, no, I was kind of overcome from the fumes of cleaning solvent. I was scrubbing down my apartment.
Oh, my.
So I said, well, I'm certainly glad that it's not the virus, and that's all it was to it. So she was able to return home the next day.
We're talking with the interim pastor of St. Peter's Lutheran Church here in Joliet, Eric Stump and his wife, Linda. Linda, where can people find your Facebook videos of your husband's sermons?
That would be on the St. Peter Lutheran Church, Joliet, Illinois Facebook page. Okay. I did want to say, when you made a comment, Scott, about how preaching to an empty church versus a full church, even though maybe once in a while he might see somebody nodding their head during a sermon, but preaching to an empty church is a lot different. And what I have found out videotaping is, like, all of a sudden he messes up. He's 49 years of marriage, and I really haven't seen him have a blooper when he's doing a live sermon. He just question his words for a second and then be on track. But I've got a few video segments of bloopers that
nice.
I put together.
Well, make sure you put those on Facebook too, okay?
Yeah, I did put one at the end of one of the services just to see if anybody was awesome. Listening to the very end.
That is really, really cool. Well, guys, thanks for what you're doing. This church means so much. I mean, it's been around for 160 some odd years here in the area, and you realize the responsibility you have at this church. It is one of Joliet's oldest, and it certainly sounds, for the time being anyway, it's in good hands with Eric and Linda.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
thanks, Scott.
Absolutely. Eric, thank you very much. Your 163rd anniversary is next month. I'm sure you'll be doing some type of special worship for that particular anniversary, correct?
Well, if we're closed down till the end of May, as it sounds like it's going to be, as far as your governor is concerned, we'll try our very best on a video feed.
I'm sure you will. Eric Stump, Linda, thank you very much for coming on. We appreciate it. And we'll be hearing you on wjol Radio again this Sunday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
Take 54. You're listening to